Hey, it's another video. Can you imagine that? Don't forget to hit share, like, subscribe. The like button, that's the one you want. The one like this, remember? Yeah, hit that. Go ahead. I'll wait. We'll start this thing in a minute. Go ahead. That's better.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Old Guy Network. I am the OG, the Old Guy Jay, and joining me today is an old guy in training. He's not an old guy yet, so.
Not quite.
No. This is Zane, and if you've seen any of the other videos that we've done, Zane's been with me trying to put together that motorcycle, which we're not going to do a damn thing to until it warms up.
It's freaking cold out.
It's really cold. And because it's cold, and he actually is an HVAC guy who works on furnaces and that sort of thing. What does HVAC mean?
It stands for heating, ventilation, and air conditioning.
Okay, and you're an expert on all those things?
For the most part, heating and air conditioning. We don't do too much in the ventilation. That's more of a specialty. A lot of more specialty tools. Don't have enough room.
Probably don't have to do anything with air conditioning right now.
Not right now, no. We got a few more months before I get back into the ACs.
Yeah. Well, the reason why Zane's here today is because I thought it would be nice to just pick his brain a little bit and find out what we can do to make sure our furnaces are running efficiently. Things that we can do ourselves, and when to call a guy like this. Because please, if you don't know what you're doing, it's hard to beat a guy at his own profession. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we need guys like you.
That's why we're here.
Now, just about, 2 years ago, as you were flipping pizzas at a pizza place?
I was.
And how was that working out for you?
Yeah, it was hot and always smelled like onion.
And you were living at your dad's place then?
I was.
And so you decided to go to school?
I did.
What's the name of the school?
Yeah, I went to NTI, which stands for Northeast Technical Institute. Give them a like on Facebook. They're always doing something. They do truck driving and HVAC, and they're looking to add plumbing, from what I hear.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, the good thing about schools like this, they don't teach you history, English, geography, all that stuff. You don't need that to do the job. What they teach you is how to develop a skill. And how long was your school?
6 months, but I went 36 hours a week.
Okay.
4 days a week.
That's less than a full-time job.
That's less than a full-time job. Yep.
Okay. So we went 6 months, and after the 6 months, did you get a job?
I got a job before I was out of school.
What is do you know what the rate is there? I mean, their placement, the percentage of people that get placed?
I hear it's above 90%.
Above 90%. That's a hell of a lot better than most universities.
It is.
So you got a job before you even graduated.
Yep.
Are you still living at your dad's house?
I'm not. I'm buying a place right next door to the OG.
That's right. And not only that, you got a company car.
I did.
So you're making a little bit more money than you made working at the pizza place.
I am.
And you were working at a junkyard part-time too, right?
Yes, I was.
So you don't do that anymore.
Nope.
So you have more free time.
More free time?
You've developed a skill, and you're getting more and more education every week, right?
Every day.
Every day. So, gives you something to think about. Whether you're an old guy, young guy, you got grandkids, kids, they're looking for a skill. They want to develop that into something useful. And you don't always need a 2 or 4 or 6 year degree from a college. And I imagine it's a hell of a lot cheaper.
Just about. Yeah.
You're only going 6 months.
Exactly.
So, anyway, what are we going to talk about? We talked about what people can do to make sure that their furnace...
Well, first of all, always make sure your air filters are going to be clean and facing the right direction. There's pleats on it. They only work one direction. Pulls all the static and dust out of your air and
so if you turn
keeps it clean.
If you turn it the wrong way,
it doesn't work as efficiently.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, it's one way. Most are one-way filters. So it depends on the furnace. Like I know a lot of the Miller mobile home furnaces. Those are just a basic foam filter. Those go either way.
That's what I got here.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, mine's probably 30 years old.
Yep.
I cleaned it out though. I vacuumed it.
Oh, did you? You can put those through the washer and dryer too.
I can?
I did mine.
And I just fixed my dryer. If you saw the last video I did, I fixed my dryer, so I can do that now.
Yeah, you can.
Absolutely. All right, what else can we do? What
Um,
about the filter on the tank?
filter on the tank. Make sure it's covered. Is about
Okay.
the biggest thing of it. If it's an outdoor tank, always try and run 50-50 or a winter blend of number 2 if you are on heat and oil.
Now, when you say 50-50, you mean 50% kerosene, 50% number 2?
I do.
Okay.
Yes.
Which is what I run 20%.
Yeah.
And I never had a problem.
Nope. And I don't foresee you'll have a problem because there's enough of a blend there that it keeps the waxes from forming at low temperatures.
Now, if it does freeze up on you, it does gel up on you,
Yes, it does.
what is the one thing you don't want to do to try to get that warmed up? Because I know of 2 things that people have tried to do, and I'm going to say them afterwards.
I can't think of anything right off the top of my head.
Okay, should you use an acetylene torch to try to thaw it out?
I've done it. Not an acetylene, but I've used MAP gas, yeah.
A MAP gas.
Yep.
Okay. Have you started a fire underneath the oil tank?
I have not.
I know somebody who actually did that.
Yep. Yeah, we try not to worry. We don't worry too much about that because at that point the fuel's not flowing, and we're just warming it up enough to get it flowing, and then we shut the oil off and turn the torch off.
And just so you know, when you do that, your tank explodes.
Yeah, it can.
Well, because it builds up. It gets hot inside, everything expands, and
You get vapor.
it makes a really, really big mess.
Good thing again with heat and oil, it's more of a flash fuel rather than.
But you're not suggesting somebody go out there with a torch?
No,
Okay.
I recommend hair dryers. If you have a heat lamp, you can put that right near your filter. That'll help keep it from gelling up a little bit.
Baxter has something to add to that.
Baxter's, yeah,
He's agreeing with you.
exactly.
Hey, Baxter. Okay. Hey, that's what happens when you do these videos in your kitchen.
Yep.
But it's the cleanest room in my house, so that's why we're here.
It happens.
Okay, so don't start a fire under your tank.
Don't start a fire.
Don't use a torch.
Don't use a torch. Call a professional. Let the professional deal with it. They have insurance. They have the experience behind it. I don't recommend that for.
Yeah, because if you burn the
homeowners.
house down, then
We have insurance to cover that. Yes.
Excellent. How many houses have you burned down so far?
0.
Oh, all right. See, that's what we want to hear.
So
Now, I should have mentioned too. What's the company you work for?
I work for Fire and Ice Mechanical. They're located in Alton, Maine. 944-6669 is the number. Anywhere in the Bangor area in Maine, we cover a pretty good radius of that, 24/7. So.
And I'm going to leave a description. Leave a link in the description too, so you can get a hold of them if you need to.
Yep, for sure.
All right. All right. So before I ask any other questions, we probably should be looking at a furnace.
Let's go look at a furnace.
Let's go look. We're going to look at my furnace. Now, don't look at anything else because I'm an old guy and I don't clean. That's just the way it is. And Baxter, he doesn't help, and so hey, we're going to go do that now.
And on a side note, if you do have to call a tech like me in, clean around your furnace. We aren't moving. We aren't a moving company. We aren't a cleaning company. Clean around your furnace before we show up, so we can work on the furnace.
That's a good point.
That's a very good point. You have no idea how much stuff I have to clean around people's heating appliances to work on them. It's a pain in the butt. We don't have time for it. You're getting billed for it. Save yourself the money. Clean your furnace.
Well, yeah, I mean,
clean around your furnace.
especially if it's an emergency call.
Especially
you're
if it's
getting double. You're paying double time.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. So that's a really good. You just save some people some money.
I save some people some money. Probably about $120 an hour, depending on how messy it is. So.
Yeah.
Clean or more.
Clean up. Pick up your stuff.
Pick up your stuff. At least around your furnace. Do me a favor.
Well, all right. Let's go to my furnace.
Let's go to the furnace.
And here's Zane in the hallway, and we're gonna take a look at the furnace, and it just came on.
Perfect timing.
So yeah. So what do you want to tell them?
I don't know. Let's see where we want to start.
You're the expert, dude.
Well, let's start at the very beginning. This type of furnace, you got a filter right on the front here. This grate is where it pulls the air in to start moving it around. You see? Just a basic air filter. This type you can wash, clean, rinse, whatever you feel like.
Oh, excellent.
Just as long as it's not dripping when you put it back on. That's all we care about.
Right.
Keeps it from rusting, that kind of thing.
And the reason why the door is completely off is because I have a broken hinge. Otherwise, I would just open it up and.
Happens.
But I took it off. We're gonna fix that one of these days.
One of these days. It sounds like it just cycled off.
Yes.
So, perfect. So from there, we're gonna move. We're gonna keep with the ventilation part of it for now. How's that sound?
Okay.
We got the fan right here. That moves your heat around. The thing that controls the fan is a little thermostat right here. We'll kick it on. It starts moving air. Turn it back off.
Okay.
All that does is make sure your burner doesn't get too hot. Crack the heat exchanger. No one wants that. That's a lot of money to fix that.
Yep.
Brand new furnace. But hey, at least you're guaranteed it's gonna work, right?
You can, as long as you take care of it, you can make a furnace last a long time.
Exactly. This is a very, very well maintained furnace.
This is probably the original furnace.
Yep. I'd say. No, data tag's worn off. I'm gonna say it's got a Wayne burner, mid 70s.
Yeah. This
Ish.
house was built in 1975.
Yep.
This trailer.
That's probably about. I'd say that's the original furnace. And there's the fan kicking on to cool it off.
Excellent.
So
Okay.
we're gonna let that.
Now what do we want to do?
Well,
So when something happens with that, you got to call you.
yeah. You can't. There are no serviceable parts.
Okay.
This is all going to be maintained by your professional.
Okay.
They're going to have the parts. They're going to, they come with a warranty. And generally, I mean, there's generally no problems with these in the long run.
Okay.
So,
All right. Now we're going to look down here at the burner.
yep, I'm going to actually unhook it. This type is just a basic standard plug-in cord. They do that for service, so you can pull the burner out, access the heat exchanger, clean it out, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Oil furnaces, once a year, you should have these checked over by a professional. They'll clean them out, change your filters, everything like that, so you don't have to worry. Now, what happens when your furnace goes out in the middle of the night?
I call you.
You call me. All right, what do I tell you?
Push the reset button.
How many times do
One.
you push? One time you press the reset button.
Okay. That is a big deal because the more you press that button, the more fuel gathers up inside before the nozzle, and if you press it 30 times, which I've heard people have done,
They do.
and a guy like this comes over and gets it to run, you can blow the thing up.
Oh yeah, chimney fires are very possible. Explosions. I've seen these doors right here to look at the fire. I've seen them get blown off. I've seen fire shoot out 3-4 feet.
And at the very least, you got to go change your pants because you just crapped yourself.
Exactly. You
It's
gotta
very scary.
Yeah. Before you call your professional, change your pants.
Do not press the reset button more than once.
One time. So, yeah, and then we'll come over. We're gonna check your igniter. We're gonna check your fuel pump. We're gonna check your nozzle in there. Make sure that's in good shape. And it all depends on the situation. So, yeah. What do we got next?
Well, is there anything that people can do besides changing the filter they can do themselves that you would recommend?
Yep.
And what's that?
Just kind of every, once a month, take it all off, check your fan, check your blades, make sure there's no gunk built up on them.
Once a month?
Once a month is a good interval to, every homeowner should inspect their furnace visually for oil leaks, any broken wires.
Now, when you say fans, what are you talking about?
The fan right up here, just to make sure there's fins in there that
Oh, yeah, okay.
you can check them.
Let's see if we can get a picture of this, because we don't have a whole lot of light. Can we shine the light? I don't know if you can see that in there, but those are the fins he's talking about. You can just take a look in there. You don't have to grab any tools or anything. He's talking about visually looking at stuff.
Just kind of give it a thorough inspection, make sure everything looks not damaged, no signs of corrosion, the wires are in good shape, nothing is hanging out, no loose wire nuts.
So we're not talking about doing anything except for just looking.
A visual inspection, yeah.
Anything more than that, call you.
Anything more than, yeah. If you notice anything, not right, doesn't seem right to you, you got shit bit, or I shouldn't say that, crap built up on your fins in there. You check down here, your oil pump, you see, fuel running down, that kind of thing, and then you call us. You can try basic stuff, tightening. Yep. Don't over tighten. You can easily strip them. I've done it. It sucks, especially when you don't have the parts on your truck. So, yeah, always call us. We generally have the stuff, and we'll cover that.
Cool.
I mean, other than that, the most you can really do is, make sure it's not out on reset. Loose wires like this aren't usually recommended. This is low voltage, however. So, and it's goes to a no longer existing thermostat. Am I right?
I don't know. You're the one who worked on it.
Yep, that's old thermostat wire. New stuff right here, running to the living room. So.
Yep.
Um,
And usually on these furnaces, when you open the door, as soon as you open the door, there's a switch inside there that stops.
the burner
It
off.
shuts the burner off. It stops it from coming back on. So
yeah.
that's important to remember. So that's a lot. That actually happens a lot, I imagine. That people open the door, or the door gets open just a little bit. Your furnace is not going to run. So
Nope.
check and make sure that door. There was one time I called you.
Yep.
And you said make sure that door is closed, and it was.
Uh-huh. Exactly, and I have come across that a lot. Your furnace ain't working. There's probably about 3 things you should check before you open the door even. Right behind you, I see the emergency switch.
Yep.
Make sure you didn't shut that off. We come across that a lot. It's an expensive weekend service call.
And all emergency switches, they look similar to this. They will be red and white, and they have a little arrow on them. So, and if you don't have one of those hooked up, well, you're supposed to.
Yes, you are, by state law. Second thing to check, make sure if your furnace looks a little different, they'll have a service switch on the side, or a door switch in this case. Make sure either your door is shut completely, the service switch is on. Next thing you check, your thermostat. Is it saying it's cold enough in there for heat? If not, well, turn your thermostat up, that's your fault. Yeah, just turn it up. If it doesn't kick on, then we go to the burner itself. If you see any lights, generally a red light, or depends on what kind of control you have. If there's any kind of light on it, there shouldn't be. Press the reset once. If it comes on and keeps running, may make it through the night, may not. That's your call, whether to call a professional to come check it out. But remember, once.
Yeah. Can't stress that enough.
Can't enough. No one wants a chimney fire. No one wants the flames shooting out in their face.
No.
It happens.
Yeah.
It shouldn't.
It happens way too often, I'm sure.
It does.
So that's pretty much it for what people can do and what to look out for, right?
Exactly. Make sure your air filters are clean. Or if you have baseboard fins, make sure those fins on the baseboards are all vacuumed out, no hair. That doesn't help with the airflow any, and it doesn't heat up as efficiently. Short of that, call a professional.
Okay.
That's what I recommend.
All right. 3, 2, 12. I never learned to count. All right, so I guess that pretty much wraps it up, doesn't it?
I think it does.
Yeah.
That's about the basics you can cover as a homeowner and as a responsible adult. I mean, short of calling us in to fix your furnace.
Responsible adult?
Responsible adult, yeah. They maintain their furnace, maintain their cars.
Really?
Oh yeah, most do. I know some that don't.
Well, I always said that youth is fleeting, but immaturity can last a lifetime. So,
Yeah.
that's me.
It can. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Zane, for coming over all this way.
Oh yeah.
We're what, 40 feet apart from each other?
Maybe 30.
Something
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah, give or take.
Still took you 3 hours to get here.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
Fixing a pellet stove.
Yeah, well, at least he showed up,
I did.
which is more than most people do.
Yeah.
We even have a studio audience today. Hey, Dave.
I did.
So that's going to do it for us today. And, well, hey, all there is to say is say goodbye, Zane.
Goodbye, Zane.